So, how does a man become a legend in his own backyard? We're going to dive into one of literature's biggest, most glamorous mysteries, Jay Gatsby. And the cool part is, we're going to see it all unfold through the eyes of his neighbor, a young guy trying to make it on Wall Street named Nick Carraway.
It all kicks off with this piece of advice Nick's father gave him. This is basically the golden rule for our narrator, the lens he sees everything through. Because of this, he's not quick to judge anyone. He's more of a quiet observer, you know? And that quality is exactly what pulls him into the crazy, secret world of the super rich.
All right, so picture this. It's the summer of 1922. Our guy Nick has packed his bags, left the Midwest behind, and moved to this little island near New York. He's going to try and make it big in the bond business. But here's the thing. This isn't just any island. Oh no. This place has this really intense, unspoken social ladder.
Think of it like a social map, right? On one side, you've got East Egg. That's where the old money lives, the established, aristocratic families with their white palaces. Then, you've got West Egg. This is the spot for the new money crowd, the ones who are seen as a bit tacky, a little less fashionable. Fitzgerald actually calls the difference bizarre and not a little sinister. So this isn't just about location. It's the whole stage for the story's big themes: class, dreams, and what it means to belong.
So, where does our guy Nick fit into all this? Well, the short answer is, he doesn't. Not really. He's living in West Egg, yeah, but he's not one of them. He's renting this tiny little bungalow that's just completely dwarfed by these gigantic mansions on either side. And the biggest detail of all? The mansion right next door, this absolutely massive place that looks like a French palace, while it belongs to some guy named Gatsby.
Okay, so Nick's first real taste of this high society life comes pretty quick. He heads across the bay to East Egg, the old money territory. He's going to have dinner with his cousin, Daisy, and her husband, Tom Buchanan, who is just unbelievably rich and powerful.
And right away, we meet Tom. Nick's first impression of him is, well, it's pretty chilling. It's not just that he's a big, strong guy. There's something aggressive about him. Something cruel. Nick describes his body as a cruel body, which is just, wow. This isn't just about one guy, you see. Tom basically represents the whole entitled, brutish side of that old money world.
And then, of course, there's Daisy. She's just mesmerizing, totally charming, with a voice that Nick says is full of money. But underneath all that sparkle, there's this really sad, cynical layer. And you see it crystal clear when she talks about her own little girl. She says she hopes her daughter will grow up to be a beautiful little fool. I mean, think about that. It's this heartbreaking confession that in her world, being smart and aware is just a recipe for pain.
And that perfect, elegant world they've built, it starts to crack almost instantly. Right in the middle of dinner, the phone rings, and yep, it's Tom's mistress calling from New York. The tension in that room just skyrockets. You realize this isn't a happy marriage. It's a cage. A really fancy gold-plated cage, but it's full of lies and secrets. It's exactly the kind of foul dust, as Nick calls it, that just destroys everything beautiful.
So we leave behind that tense, suffocating atmosphere of East Egg, and we get a total change of scenery. We're heading back to West Egg. And specifically, we're talking about the house right next to Nick's. Because every single weekend, Gatsby's mansion just erupts. It becomes this unbelievable public party, a total explosion of music, lights, and people. It's the stuff of legends.
And when I say party, I mean the scale is just mind-blowing. You've got a full orchestra, a crew of caterers, an actual bar with a brass rail. Every week, hundreds and hundreds of oranges and lemons are delivered just for fresh juice. The champagne is flowing in glasses bigger than bowls. It's not just a get-together, it's a full-blown theatrical production. Total, over-the-top excess.
But here's the weirdest part, the big mystery at the center of it all. Hundreds of people show up, eat his food, drink his booze, and almost none of them have ever even met the guy. So without any real facts, rumors just start to fly. And they are wild. People are whispering that he killed a man, that he was a German spy during the war. Someone else says he's related to Kaiser Wilhelm. Everyone has a different story, and no one knows the truth.
And that's the central question, right? In the middle of this massive, roaring party, where is the host? Gatsby throws the biggest, most spectacular parties imaginable, but he himself is basically a ghost. He builds this whole fantasy world, but he's never actually in it. And honestly, that's what makes him so fascinating.
Now, Nick is different from pretty much everyone else there. He gets an actual, formal invitation, hand-delivered by a chauffeur and everything. So he goes to the party, and he's on a mission.
He's determined to finally meet this mysterious Mr. Gatsby. Little does he know, it's going to happen in the most unexpected way.
So in the middle of all this crazy, roaring party, some guy strikes up a conversation with Nick, and it's just so normal. The guy has a familiar face. He asks Nick, "Weren't you in the First Division during the war?" Their first bond isn't about wealth or social climbing. It's about something real, a shared past from their time in the war.
Nick mentions that he still hasn't even met the host yet, and the man just replies, really casually, "I'm Gatsby." And just like that, the big reveal. It's so quiet, so low-key, it completely catches Nick off guard. All the wild rumors, the massive legend, and it's just this guy, standing right there, talking to him.
And the first thing Nick notices, the thing that really defines Gatsby the man, is his smile. It's not what you'd expect from the rumors. It's not menacing or anything, it's this incredibly rare smile, one that's full of eternal reassurance. Nick says it's the kind of smile that makes you feel like it understands you completely and believes in you more than anyone else. It makes you feel seen. That right there, that's Gatsby's magic.
Okay, so we know who Gatsby is now, but that just leads to an even bigger question. Why? Why all this? Why the crazy parties, the giant mansion? What's the point of it all? Well, the answer, the key to everything, comes a little later. The famous golfer, Jordan Baker, pulls Nick aside to tell him a story that Gatsby shared with her.
And here it is, the whole story. It turns out that 5 years ago, Gatsby was just a young soldier with no money, and he was deeply in love with Daisy. But then he had to go off to war, and while he was gone, Daisy ended up marrying the incredibly wealthy Tom Buchanan. So for the past 5 years, every single thing Gatsby has done, building his fortune, buying that house, all of it, has been for one single reason, to win Daisy back.
And that's the jaw-droppingly simple truth behind it all. He bought that house for one reason and one reason only, so that Daisy would be just across the bay. His mansion wasn't some gaudy display for strangers. It was a lighthouse, a beacon aimed directly at the woman he loved.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The entire spectacle, the mansion, the music, the parties, all the strangers, it was all just an incredibly elaborate trap. It was designed to attract the attention of just one person. All that seemingly pointless glamour, it suddenly has the most specific, intense, obsessive purpose you can imagine. He literally built a universe on the off chance that she might just wander into it one day.
And this is where it all clicks into place. It takes us right back to that first night. Remember that strange image of Nick seeing Gatsby standing alone on his lawn, stretching his arms out into the darkness? He wasn't just reaching for nothing. He was reaching towards that single green light far across the water. And that green light, well, it was at the end of Daisy's dock. He was reaching for her.
So this is what we're left with. It's the big question at the heart of the whole story. Is what Gatsby did the most romantic thing ever? Did he build an empire just to win back the woman he loves? Or is it something else? Is it a dangerous obsession with the past, a fantasy he just can't let go of? That's the real mystery of Jay Gatsby.